Dana, what's our goal? I mean, we always call it a level 10 open house, but what's the theory behind us doing it?
Clients, agents, put your best foot forward right out of the gate to entice a higher
Right?
offer and best
Weekend
offer.
coming up, kids are graduating, school's getting out. How's it impacting the real estate market?
I mean, homes are moving, homes are selling. If they're priced right, and it's marketed well, and the homes and new construction is still winning out there. I mean, people ultimately will always choose
Resale homes. You've already got the blinds installed. You've likely had some customization done.
Literally, we've got over at Charlie Dan's Park in Mount Juliet. They just opened Leo's Park.
Right, so if you're just not new, not familiar with the area, or looking for something unique to try, go down there and check it out. Have fun. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Market Pulse with Dana and David. What's up, Dana? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, I'm good. So we got a big week this week, right? Memorial Day weekend coming up. Kids are graduating. School's getting out. The world is still crazy. How's it impacting your life? How's it impacting the real estate market?
Yeah. So May or June and July, right? It was May activities. We were looking at it yesterday. We're still pacing to outpace last year at the same time. So hoping that trend continues. It is busy time, not only for, families, but, lots of travel and everything coming up. But yes, end of school, always a busy time. And I know that does vary kind of depending on where you're at. I would say the Southeast here, we're all kind of getting out this week or next week. So college graduations have kind of passed, some still going on. High school graduations, all the end of year programs, all the things.
Yeah, and I think more that really impacts is the micro market of what's going on in real estate, right? Where, a lot of people just think like, oh, you just put a house on the market, and there's some real strategic things. We always kind of follow a level 10 open house, or what we call our launch plan. So a lot of activities happening around what's going on when we put a home on the market, especially in those first 5 to 6 days. So we're very intentional about what's going on this weekend, what was happening last weekend. When are those? May's full of holidays, right? You got Mother's Day, you got graduations, you got kids out, you've got Memorial Day. So we tend to see this coming weekend be a little bit quieter, right?
Yeah.
And so we probably wouldn't want to launch a ton of homes on the market unless someone's just really in a position where they have to get it on and get it on quickly. So again, just the difference between seasoned agents kind of having a strategy for putting that out there. What's our goal? I mean, we always call it a level 10 open house, but what's the theory behind us doing that?
The original theory behind us doing it is really to stream as many people into those 2 days as possible, especially if they have kids or pets, right? We're trying to make it less distractions and everything on them, make it easier on our clients too. So they know they need to be out of the house approximately between 1:30 and 4, both Saturday and Sunday. We're fueling a lot of marketing going into that weekend. We're making area phone calls. We're lead matching on our databases. We're door knocking, we're putting up signage and balloons, and doing all of our social media posts. So a lot of fuel, time, and energy to stream as many people into those two-hour time slots over the weekend, especially if somebody schedules a showing at say 11. Like, hey, I don't know if you saw, we're hosting an open house. Do you mind if you and your client stop by then? Or they can send their client, making it a little bit easier on them. And we always love for agents to send their clients as well. So that way they're able to get out and about and see multiple homes. And we say submit your highest and best offer by Monday at 5 o'clock. I always tell our clients, I don't have a crystal ball to know that we're going to get an offer. And yet the goal behind it is to say, hey, clients, agents, put your best foot forward right out of the gate to entice a higher offer and the best offer possible so that we can deliver that to our clients in the least amount of time.
Yeah, I think that hope people are really paying attention, and I'll even say I don't really care if the consumer's paying attention, but they're hiring agents that are paying attention to what's going on in the early marketing race of real estate right now. A lot of things going on right now. So homes are on the market about an additional 14 days year over year. So it's taking about 2 weeks longer to sell a house, continuing to see that trend grow. But you still have a huge chunk of homes that are selling in those first 3 weeks of being on the market. And so very strategic about how that happens. The consumer may or may not know about kind of the private listing market and the wars that are happening in the real estate industry right now, where used to the MLS kind of controlled how long we could have a listing off the market, who could see it. We wanted it to be fair for everybody. And several major real estate players in the industry have kind of fought back on that to say that ultimately, myself included, to think that ultimately it's the seller's decision on how their house is marketed. So I don't think it's fair for our MLSs to dictate what's going on. Now, what that opens up though is, how do some people know about it and other people not know about it? What are the rules around it? I think ultimately we just want to make sure that the seller gets full disclosure. And unfortunately, some companies could be out there wrapping up a disclosure in terms of like a marketing face where they're not really being shown the whole pros and cons. Because unfortunately, some agents are trying to maybe double in the deal or get both sides of it, and aren't necessarily doing what's best for the seller. And that's the scary part about
Yeah,
that
I agree.
reality. Now, the exciting thing right now, Keller Williams is working on an exclusive partnership with Zillow, right? Zillow's going to have a private listing network where we're going to be able to help our clients get their home in front of the most eyeballs on earth, right? We know Zillow attracts more eyeballs than anywhere else. And so our clients will be able to post their homes in a private listing network on Zillow, where it's still exposure for everyone if they want it, but we're in control of how that goes and who gets marketed to. So again, putting the rights and the steering wheel back into the seller's hands and allowing them to do what's best for them in their situation. There are
Right.
absolutely times where a home should be privately marketed, right? You may have a celebrity, you may have a high net worth individual, you may just have someone that just doesn't want their neighbors to know. As long as they understand the economics of decreased awareness is going to create decreased demand in a market where there's adequate supply. Economics tell you may get a lower than full price offer or not as much for your home. As long as you're okay with that trade off, there is nothing wrong with doing that.
Right.
So, not to go down that rabbit hole too far, Dana, but the goal would be talking to professionals like myself, like Dana, like a member of the Huffaker Group or a Keller Williams agent that can educate you on what is happening. Because those first few weeks, right, you can go up to 30 days prior, 60 days prior. There's some new tools out there for us to help the seller get maximum exposure. But if your agent just isn't paying attention or they don't sell a ton of homes, they may not be unaware of the tools that are available to them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and to kind of couple in that, just even considering, Wilson County around the area, like there is I mean, homes are moving, homes are selling if they're priced right, right? And there's a strategic plan behind it and it's marketed well and the home is in absolute good condition. We can no longer go to the market. It says in 2021 and go out to the market. Like, no, you don't have to fix that. Oh, no, no, don't paint that. I mean, you are absolutely having to come to the table, having to come to the market in as the best condition possible because those are going to be the ones that sell versus the neighbor that, their agent didn't put professional pictures up or didn't advise them on any, staging tips.
Or maybe they have like a big University of Alabama mural, and that's never going to get you top dollar. Like that's just an immediate, you're just eliminating 80% of the market.
Yeah, yeah.
Paint that wall, people.
Yeah, you're really having with the competition out there. I mean, I was talking to a client yesterday. I mean, and new construction is still winning out there. I mean, people ultimately will always choose new construction versus maybe a home that is still well maintained, larger lot, has more character to the home versus kind of your box builders. But they're getting that box builder home cheaper. And if it's the same size or even a little bit bigger or maybe even just a tad smaller, they're ultimately going to choose that because its price is winning. So
Yeah,
you're going
and
to go.
it comes back to marketing. I mean, again, I represented builders for over 15 years of my career, and I understand, we used to call them used homes, right? You think about, like, you just kinda turn your nose up when you think about buying a used home versus a new home. We used to even tell people, like, "Man, a new home, Dana, there's nobody else's toenail clippings in the carpet," right? And, I mean, that's an immediate turn off, right? Yeah, no, it was horrible, right? But you go, like, it's true, and yet, you also think about in a resale home, we don't call them used now, like in a resale home, you've already got the blinds installed, you've likely had some customizations done to it. The fence maybe is up. You're not having to install the washer and the dryer and the fridge if you can negotiate those in. So there are several things to take into consideration. But you are right. I mean, you have to be positioned well. If you're buying or selling in Davidson County, Wilson County, Rutherford County, Sumner County, a lot of the counties where we dominate, positioning the home, right? Coming in, letting have one of our staging consultants, one of our interior designers come in and just making sure it's positioned best. You do have to be competitive. This is a very normal real estate market. I think we're starting to realize. And it's interesting because you all of a sudden see interest rates right now, the highest they've been in almost 3.5 years. I got checked this morning for a well qualified, high credit score person. It's about 6.5%. Someone with a credit score below 680 or even down lower to 620, probably getting closer to that 7%. We haven't seen that in about the last 18 months. So, what do you expect that's going to do, Dana? Is that I heard it this morning, right? It's a K shape, right? We're hearing a lot about the K shaped economy. Even the real estate market's kind of getting that K shape. So, you think about like part of it going up, part of it going down. First time home buyers really being impacted. A lot of homes, though, in the higher end of the market, seeing that growth, seeing that trajectory, right? And so you're seeing that a lot in the economy, right? You got the those high net worth individuals or those with 1.5 million and up homes. That market's moving, right? It's a good market, good place to be. If you're a first time home buyer looking for a $300,000 home, you just don't have a whole lot of choices out there. And as rates continue to increase, continue to put downward pressure on pricing and ability. So curious to see how that plays out. What do you think happens over the next few weeks?
I still expect everything to kind of remain strong. I mean, I was out with a first time home buyer just yesterday in that same kind of market, that 350 and under, and it's tough and it's tough. So, I mean, there are options to choose from, whichever price range you're looking at. And that's something to remind sellers too out there, right? Just be patient. The buyers have a lot to choose from. And since they have so much to choose from, they're just taking longer to make those decisions. Just like you said, it was up 14 days, than it was the same time last year. So being
We're
patient.
also
Yeah.
seeing almost another 100 homes a week pended right now,
Yeah, yeah.
than we were a
Market is
year
up.
ago. So I found that interesting that, and it's almost a 92-8 split, right? 92% of agents aren't selling any homes, right? If you ask them, it's a weird thing about our industry, and yet those of us like us, I mean, our business is up almost 100% year over year. And I think Dana, really, the consumer is becoming more and more educated on what a well-seasoned, big team like us can provide, as opposed to just an individual agent. Pros and cons to both. So we support, all of our agent friends. It's just how we choose to do business in an effort to offer consumers in the Wilson County, Davidson County area the best choice and what we think is the best value. It's what's kept us number one in these areas for so many years, right? Best number one team in the Southeast since 2017, almost going on a decade. Check us out. We're going to make it, Dana.
We just have some more gray hairs somewhere in there. I
Somewhere,
can see I
somewhere.
can see your gray hair, but
Whatever. It's called a beard. All right. So what's going on? Any big plans for Memorial Day? What's going on around town?
not. If you looked at the forecast, it looks to
I
be a
know.
little soggy.
Yeah. I was
Oh,
all
like
set. I was
start
like, we're going to do
tomorrow.
a pool day, we're going to do
Yeah.
a boat day, and we're going to do a golf day. We might just need to run on down to Blockbuster and rent us some movies.
I know. But I mean, I know Lebanon has, because looks like it's called their Rock the Block series starts this
Yeah.
weekend. So that's exciting. I know
Sure,
I'm
we'll
not
have the Keller Williams office on the square open for people to come in and say hello.
Absolutely. We've got over at Charlie Dan's Park here in Mount Juliet. They just opened Leo's Park there, a kind of enhancement to the playground. And then Ava Splash Pad actually opens next week over there too. So a lot on. Kids are out tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Went Thursday.
Just park.
Yeah, perfect.
Can't
Enjoy.
park on this show, Dana.
I know. I'm sorry.
So I will give a shout out, as we wrap up. Is that Benji?
Yes, Benji.
Come on, buddy.
Benji. No,
Buddy.
sorry.
No? All right. Must be a package at the door. I will give a shout out to Eddie V's. If you hadn't had a chance, I was in Waco or in Austin. I love Eddie V's. Took my son out down there for dinner and he was raving. I got to introduce him to their lobster bisque. Of course, we have an Eddie V's in Nashville. If you get a chance, go down, try some of their lobster bisque. It is phenomenal. Right? So if you're just not familiar with the area or looking for something unique to try, go down there, check it out, have fun. We should all plan an outing to Nashville. In fact, better yet, why don't we plan a client event over here at one of the orchards here in Mount Juliet? We're still planning on doing that?
Yeah, Jennifer and I were talking about it last night. So
All right, we're gonna put it out here in just a few weeks. Have everybody over and get to hang out and just do what they do, right? The honeys and the flowers and all the fun stuff locally, just to get out and get face to face with everybody. Anything else you got coming up that we need to know about?
I feel like there was something else to say, but I can't think of it at the moment. We'll catch up.
Yeah,
Week before.
approaching the listing world right now. Approaching. We always this time of year take 75 to 90 listings in a 90-day window. And so doing amazing at that. So again, guys, if you're thinking about buying or selling, we always have 150 homes or so on the market coming soon, somewhere in the process. And so there's probably a whole list of things that we have available that are not yet on the market, which can be a huge advantage to reaching out to your favorite Huffaker Group agent, Danna, myself, whoever that is, and knowing about what's available or what we've got coming in the pipeline that maybe could interest you and find something that's a win-win deal. So don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can visit us at thehuffakergroup.com or 615-208-3285, 615-208-3285. Connect you with one of our people that can get you more information on that. Cool?
Absolutely.
All right. See you, Danna.